So starting with Furious Fists. Just going to tear them open this way. I usually don't save the packaging, so no biggie. So code card to the side. And let's see what we got. So we have a Torchic. Try and get my camera to focus again here. Constant Battle. Quick attack for 10, plus if you get heads, 30 more. That's actually not too bad for a basic Pokemon with 2 energy. Next is a Clefairy, featuring the Fairy type in the card game, which was recently just put in. Moonlight can heal itself for 30, and Pound can do 20. And we have our happy little Pikachu running through the flowery forest. Thundershock for 20, and on a coin flip you can paralyze. Magmar, Ram for 10, Ember for 30, and discard fire energy attached to Magmar. Again, it's always bad to lose energy, but there are, from Flashfire, there's a card called Blacksmith that can bring back fire energy to a fire Pokemon, so that's actually pretty good. We have a Clauncher, which can do Bubble, can paralyze, and Crabhammer for 30 on 3 energy. It's kind of a bit of a cost. Next up, we have Amora, one of the fossil Pokemon from X and Y. Stampede for 20, Aurora Beam for 50. These guys are a little harder to put into play because they're not basic or anything like that. They're actually called restored Pokemon. And this very fine print, probably can't even make it out, but put this card onto your bench only with the effect of Sail Fossil. So you need a special Sail Fossil card to be able to put that into play. Here we have Maintenance. Shuffle 2 cards from your hand into your deck and then draw 1 card. So if you have 2 relatively useless cards, you can actually try and get a better one, but it is a pretty random chance. Here we have Herbal Energy, which is very useful for grass types. It can only attach to grass Pokemon, and it provides grass energy, and when you attach it, you heal 30 from that Pokemon. The reverse foil card is going to be Hitmonlee, just launching a big kick against Machoke up there. So Stretch Kick for 1 energy only hits a benched Pokemon. It does 30 damage to 1 benched Pokemon. And then Spiral Kick for 2 energy does 30 to the active. So if you give 2 energies to this Hitmonlee, you can choose who to hit and you do 30 to them. It's kind of cool. The rare card of the Furious Fist pack will be a Blaziken. So I got Torchic, Blaziken, and Combusken during this set, which is cool. Clutch does 50, and the opponent Pokemon can't retreat. And Burning Shot. Discard 2 energy attached to Blaziken. This does 150 to any of your opponent's Pokemon, unless there's a Mountain Ring up, in which case you can only hit the active. But that's actually pretty powerful, 150, because they could be powering up an EX on the bench. If you use Burning Shot, you can do a lot of damage before that EX is even ready to see battle. So that's not a bad card at all. Okay, opening up the Phantom Forces next. And that card, that pack just fell completely apart. Okay, so we have Helioptile. Tail Wrap does 10. On a coin flip of heads does 20 more. Purloin for 10 damage, 1 dark energy. Flip a coin, and could cause paralysis as well. Venonat. For 20 damage, flip a coin, if heads, paralyzed. I'm getting all the paralyzed cards in this one. Except for this one. We already seen Munna, see-through and double headbutt. Got Spearow, non-shiny Spearow this time. Whirlwind for 10. Hand Scope. Now this is basically Munna's first attack in the form of a trainer card. Your opponent reveals his or her hand. So if you play this, your opponent shows their hand, you get to take a look at what they have at the time, and then your item card is gone. I have a Swadloon, Protect for 1 energy. If you flip heads, prevent all damage, no, all effects of attacks, including damage, done to Swadloon. That wouldn't prevent abilities such as Greninja's Water Shuriken, but prevents your opponent's active Pokemon from doing anything to Swadloon. And then Corkscrew Punch for 40. Enhanced Hammer, this is a very useful card. Discard a special energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So anything like that Herbal Energy we just got, or Double Colorless, you just play this item card and your opponent loses that energy. Reverse foil going to be Carablast, one of the more basic ones from this set. Peck and Headbutt, 10 and 20 damage respectively. Rare card of Phantom Forces, Bronzong. Now I've actually been looking for one of these guys, so that's actually a pretty good card to get. This ability here, Metal Links. Once during your turn before your attack, you may attach a Steel Energy card from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. So this, you can basically attach one energy per turn, but this lets you attach a second one if it's in the discard pile. So he's a very useful card to get as well. Okay, we got 2 of the Phantom Forces, or Primal Clash, I'm sorry, featuring Mega Gardevoir on this pack art. Wonder if that's foreshadowing of what we're about to find in this pack. Probably not, but you never know. I got 2 EXs in the last box. I haven't gotten one yet from this, so who knows what that might be foretelling. So we start with a Staryu, 20 damage on lunge, but flip a coin, and if tails, nothing. So, oh well. Spheal does Ice Ball for 20 damage. Volbeat, we've already seen him with his Acrobatics and Pester. Rhyhorn, 40 damage and does 10 to itself. That's kind of a bad trade-off, especially if the opponent's attacking you back because he's only got 80. But there is a card called, let me think what it is, Protection Cube from Flashfire. Prevent the Pokemon from doing any damage to itself with its attacks. So Rhyhorn with Protection Cube wouldn't be too bad. Got a Vulpix. Roar, just like we saw with the Litleo earlier. Your opponent switches their active Pokemon with the benched one, and then you can gnaw for 10. Now we have a Lantern, which is the evolution of Chinchou. Again, an electric type using water energy. 40 damage on dive and flip a coin. If heads, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon. All effects of attacks including damage. And then take down for 80, 20 damage to itself. Again, a good candidate for a Protection Cube. We have a Ancient Trait Torchic with the trait Omega Barrage. See if I can get it to focus on you here. It says this Pokemon may attack twice a turn. If the first attack knocks out your opponent's active Pokemon, you may attack again after your opponent chooses a new active Pokemon. So as you can see, it's got 2 attacks, so you could do either attack twice or each attack once per turn. Flare bonus says discard a fire energy from your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards. And Claw for 20. Flip a coin. If tails, it does nothing. So you'd have to get some good coin flips to get 2 claw attacks off in one turn. We have an Aggron Spirit Link. Again, useful for getting a Mega Evolution into play without losing the end of your turn. Reverse foil card will be an Aggron Spirit Link. Okay, we just saw that. And the rare will be Azumarill. So Bubble Beam for 30, flip a coin, the opponent is paralyzed on heads. Superpower for 60. You may do 30 more damage. If you do, this Pokemon does 30 to itself. But again, if it had that Protection Cube, you could choose to do 30 more and block the damage done to itself. So that's cool. 2 Aggron Spirit Links in one pack, one of which was a foil. The last card of, or the last pack of the day. And this one features the Primal Kyogre art, but as we just saw, that doesn't necessarily mean a thing. And I think I just jumbled them up. Whoops! We're about to see what we got anyway. Mudkip, tackle for 10, Mudslap for 20. Spheal, a different Spheal than the other one that we just saw. This one, again, has an attack, flip a coin until you get tails, 30 damage times the number of heads. With lucky flips, this could do unlimited amount of damage if you keep getting heads after heads. But on a tails, you immediately end the attack, so it's not the best attack, really. Shroomish. Spore for 1 energy, no damage, but the opponent's Pokemon immediately falls asleep, no coin flip. So these are actually not too bad when a Pokemon falls asleep without a coin flip, because between turns, your opponent then flips, so there's a 50-50 chance of it waking up. If your attack has a 50-50 chance of putting them to sleep, then you've only got a 1 in 4 chance of them still being asleep on your opponent's turn. Here we have a Zigzagoon. Sand Attack is a defensive move that if the defending Pokemon tries to attack during the next turn, they have to flip, and if they get tails, their attack misses. And then Headbutt for 20. Weedle. It doesn't even attack. Multiply. Search your deck for a Weedle and put it on your bench. Enough said. And this is a nice one. Nice and foil shiny Excadrill with Omega Barrage as well, meaning it can attack twice a turn. Dredge says to search your deck for 2 energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon. And then Mach Claw, 50 damage. Its damage is not affected by resistance. So with this guy, what you could do is Dredge, get 2 energy cards, attach it to him, and then your second attack could be Mach Claw. Or if you have the 2 energies already, just Mach Claw twice. Here we have Nidoqueen. Double Kick does 40 times the number of heads on 2 coin flips. Poison Fang, 60 damage. And it causes poison in the opponent's Pokemon, but put 2 damage counters instead of 1 on that poison Pokemon. Here we have a Ancient Trait Bidoof with Alpha Recovery. When this Pokemon is healed, double the amount healed. Now a lot of Pokemon have this Alpha Recovery, but none of them have an attack that heals themselves, so they have to rely on other cards to heal them to get that bonus. And then Drench. If this Pokemon has any water energy attached, it does 20 plus 20 more damage. Here we have a Rhydon, evolution of that Rhyhorn. Again, Takedown does damage to itself. And it can also do Horn Drill for 70. Now, I think this should be the rare, unless I mix them up too much. Or it's the reverse shiny, but let's find out. It's the rare. Medicham with Omega Barrage. That's the 3rd one with Omega Barrage that I got. Calm Mind heals 30 damage from this Pokemon. So you could heal 60 if you do both attacks. And Yoga Kick, 30. Attacks damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance. So, another ancient trait. So just as a quick recap, let's get these cards together here. Here are the ancient trait cards that we picked up today. We got Whiscash, Torchic, Excadrill, Medicham, and Bidoof. As for EX Pokemon, we got the friggin' dropping everything. We got Lucario EX and Kyogre EX. Not actually too bad. Alright, so this has been the unboxing video for the Primal collections of Groudon and Kyogre. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.